old. I was born and raised in Loisfort, and I was a hooligan when I was a child, but that's neither here nor there. This story may have something to do with it. I don't know. I once told this story to Art Bell on his radio program, if you know who Art Bell is, Coast to Coast AM. He's kind of an idol of mine. I'm a ham radio operator too. Nerd alert. My mom passed this story down to me. I was a baby when this happened, so I have no recollection. But from what she has told me, well, you just gotta hear it. Do you believe in the devil? I was raised a Methodist until I was a teenager, and then I just didn't care anymore. But I sort of believe now. What happened was, we lived in this little house on the south side. I was brought home from the hospital into it. They were renting a house, Mom and Dad, and it was 1980. And I was brought home, and things were cool for a while. Things started happening. One night they were watching TV. A big thunderstorm rolled through, as they often do. A ball of lightning, came through the window, over their heads, and dissipated on the back wall. Now, if they would have reached up and touched that thing, gone. That's number one. There was a knock on the door one night, and my dad went to answer it. It was very late. So being the protective father he was, went to the door, and there was a guy asking for my uncle, and the guy was quite drunk. Pulled a knife on my dad had to wrestle him to the ground. And they called the cops, and he got taken away. That's kind of weird. I mean, who does that? There was a room. It was a story-and-a-half house, room upstairs, at the top of the stairway. It could be 100 degrees outside, and that room would be freezing cold. It could be dead of winter, and that room would be hotter than hell. The gas would turn on in the middle of the night. Nobody would be awake. The toilets would flush by themselves, which is kind of funny, I think. Mom would find blood in places and not know where it came from. Maybe she thought that Dad had scraped his knee or something, or he was working on a car and broke a knuckle. But she would wipe it up, and it would reappear several days later in the same place. Something very wrong happened in this house. Something very wrong. So, they thought about it, and they went to go visit my very Catholic grandmother down in Danville, Illinois, and retrieve some holy water. Now, Grandma Millie was a really, really cool old lady. She had jars of candy around, but she didn't mess around. She had holy water on tap. So Mom and Dad got the holy water, brought it back. And my mom's mom, my grandma, went upstairs with the Bible. In the room was hot and cold. She held the Bible up in one hand and sprinkled holy water on the door and said, "If there's any demons in this house, show yourselves now." The door frame shook. So, needless to say, we moved out the very next day. And that's no joke, it was the next day. So, that's not all. The epilogue, kind of a happy ending. Fast forward to 2010, I meet a chick, we have a baby. Hi, Ella. And I tell her the story. And she goes, "Shut up." She goes, "Where's the house?" I go, "Clay Street." She goes, "I lived in that house 10 years ago." And then she proceeds to tell me something, which I didn't want to believe, but it's totally believable. Her friends were over one night, and they hadn't been drinking, hadn't been using any drugs, straight as an arrow. And her friends said, "Hey, what's that on your wall over there? You see things in the paint on the wall sometimes." It was the face of Jesus. What are the odds? Now I ask you, what do you believe? Thank you.